What it do, what it do, what it do. Y'all know what time it is, man. We ain't even finna waste y'all time tonight, man. We finna, you know what I'm saying, play this trailer from Nipsey Doc. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's finally on the way, coming in 2026. I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see it. But yeah, let's go and play it and check it out. Check out the trailer for those of you who ain't seen it yet.
It's a lot of layers to this story.
It was about potential we all had. How somebody from Crenshaw and Slauson with just an idea and a vision of something he wanted to make happen. My early childhood, we was all together. We lived in my grandma's house. We used to sleep in the same bed, me and my brother and my mom in the back bedroom. So I was happy with our early life. The 90s in LA was epic. The riots was going on. The gangbanging shit was at an all-time high.
Home turf of the rolling 60s.
And that's the era we grew up in.
Neighborhood, West Side 6. Y'all know what's happening. Trusty Boy TV, we out here.
They ain't want to let the homies in.
Hey, folks, that's it. On wood. No Foreman street videos. No what's Neighborhood, what's up, bro? Got it?
Crenshaw and Slauson in the Crenshaw district. Well, this is where really the Nip Hustle story started. How I want my career to be. I wrote it down. What became Slauson Boy Records, what became All Money In, what became The Marathon, what became Nipsey Hustle. Me being from over here, you know what I'm saying, I represent this area, or being accessible to the area affects my career in a negative way, you know what I'm saying, I'm just taking that one on the chin. And the things that you sacrifice, this is what life is all about.
Say what's happening? Firstborn, man. Say what's up.
Like, what's up, fat man?
You see your daddy?
Hey, you see my boy? Faith is a required element on your marathon to success, on your marathon of life.
This is the biggest grand opening of any business anywhere in Southern California today.
Grammy nominated. Yes. Nipsey Hustle is in the neighborhood.
It's your footprint in the sand, and you know your dent in the universe.
This is our opportunity.
You made me laugh. Hold on, it made me smile. Good job, good job.
The impact on the world around you.
Seemed like every dollar he made, he put back into the community.
I want him to say that he wasn't afraid to live, chasing a dream, loving, being real, speaking the truth, voicing for people that didn't have a voice. And this is my life.
Yeah, it's on the way, man. It's on the way. Nip impacted a lot of lives, man. Impacted so many people in so many different ways. And to see the whole documentary put together with unreleased tracks that he got, it's time. We've been waiting. And they got it on the way according to Black Sound. So, but hey, man, bro, I don't think I follow no other artist the way I follow Nipsey in his whole career. Now, mind you, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't get on to Nipsey until, really, honestly, after he died. I ain't really know about Nip when he was alive. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. He from Cali, I'm from Florida. So, you know, Florida wasn't really bumping a bunch of West Coast artists. So, and Nip ain't get as big as he's gotten until toward the end of his career. But when I got on the bruh, it was I followed everything he did. I went back to the old archives. I went back to his old music, all the way back to South Central State of Mind. You feel me? I went that far back. You know what I'm saying? Bullets Ain't Got No Names trilogy. Went through that. You know what I'm saying? When he started the Marathon series, the Slauson Boy series, like I went through all that music, bro. It wasn't never a time that Nip ain't give you some type of jump in his music, in his interviews, anything. You go back to his oldest interviews, bro, you can just see it. You know what I'm saying? Like he always gave game, bro. He always gave all type of gems and whatever it might be.
It's Young Custom in the house. You already know how this shit go. Whoa, hey, it's Young Custom.
I explained it before, like, you know, the auto tune section. 4-1, turn it off now, get up if you in that movement.
Yeah, I
don't care, that shit feel fresh. Feel fresh out here.
This whole album from September. Got back on tour. Got back from off.
Exactly.
Body on my charm, no problem. It's been a long time, I shouldn't have left you. Without a dope run, a step two. When you on your grind, it's stressful. When it come to mine, it's special. I got a 7 Series Beamer and my windows bulletproof. So them shells is bouncing back if you shit at Patron shoe. Bentley on my arm, a Mercedes. These on my neck. It's been a long time, I shouldn't have left you. Without a dope rhyme, it's step two. When you on your grind, it's stressful. When it come to mine, I'm special. I told my teacher I was going places. Can't stamp my passport, cause there's no more spaces. I gave myself an ultimatum. Get rich or get sent to the police station. Every time they
Bro, you can literally go through YouTube and this man pretty much documented his whole life on YouTube, his whole come up, I might say. You feel me? His whole come up from when he first jumped into music to up until, you feel me, his last moments. Like you can literally, it's so many Nipsey Hussle archives on YouTube, bro. Like going way back. Like look at this interview right here. Even this one.
All the artists is doing the thing.
Dope.
Check him like Nipsey Hussle. You should deal with him. You should check him out. You know what I'm saying? From there, John got him on MySpace. You know what I'm saying? Check the MySpace and all that. Heard the music, heard a song in particular called Bullets Ain't Got No Name.
Why you niggas outside without no gun? You think this shit is a game? But
you know what I'm saying? It's so like, it's a lot. There's so many Nipsey Hussle archives, bro. That documentary gonna cover everything though, from childhood to all the way up until his last days, man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, bro, like, it's very few artists that did it like Nip. Very few. Honestly, nobody, just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? That did it from point A to point Z, the way he did it. Nah, what? Ain't really too many. And then it's like the motivation behind what bruh put in his music, like the mindset he put you in. Now let's go to my short that I did. Cause like bro put you in a different mind state, bro. Every single time. It don't matter what he was doing. He put you in a different mind frame every time he dropped some music or he did an interview. It's just different.
Once you get out of the survival mode, your morals come back closer to your daily decision making. You start thinking about what's right and what do I believe in. But until you get out of survival mode, you ain't got time to be worrying about right and wrong. You worrying about bottom line. You know what I mean? By any means necessary. So I think that economics is the answer. Empowering people economically is how you really, really impact. But I don't know if it's about dropping a bag of money in the hood. I think it's about impacting culture in a way that, you know, the mentality changes.
And that was Nipsey's whole mission, bro, when he was alive. It's about changing the mentality, bro. Shifting the culture, changing your focus. People got to get out of survival mode, because when you worrying about day to day, how you gonna eat, how you gonna do this, how you gonna pay this bill, how you gonna worry about how you gonna keep from getting evicted, it'll never be able to shift until, okay, I need to invest this money over here, or me and my homies, we can link up and start this business, this, that, and the third, because you in survival mode. When you constantly The thing about it is, bro, because that's just a fact. When you in survival mode, you can't think clearly. When you in survival mode, you can't think like 5, 10 years down the road. You just can't do that, because you can't think beyond tomorrow. You can't think beyond the day, really, because you so caught up in really how I'm gonna eat today, how I'm gonna eat tonight, how I'm gonna feed my family tonight. You feel me? How I'm gonna keep from getting evicted. Like, it's just crazy like that, because most people, they stuck in survival mode. They don't ever get out of it. They don't ever break out of survival mode. They can't ever get out of that phase of trying to being ahead instead of they trying to catch up. People always in catch-up mode. You know what I'm saying? Catching up on this bill, you feel me? Or trying to catch up, trying to restore their savings. It be a mess. And really though, when you ain't got to worry about how you gonna pay bill to bill from day to day, when you ain't worried about day-to-day living, that's when you able to sit down and really think clearly and really plan and plot on your next moves. But until you can do that, ain't nobody trying to really hear that. But that's the difficult part about it. You still gotta, when you in survival mode, when you in just regular bills have to be paid, you still gotta be able to think 5, 10 years down the line. Because if not, bro, you ain't gonna never get out of that hole. You ain't gonna ever get out of being stuck in a situation that you can't find yourself that you can't get out of. You know what I'm saying? You just stuck. That Nipsey Doc gonna be dope though, man. Like, it's a lot of quotes that y'all should listen to from Nip. A lot of impactful interviews. If you ain't never seen them, like, you gotta you can go down the line. It's gang on. Like XXL for one.
Sleep, because I seen what was going on. Dudes that before my deal and before I really had an outlet to get my music out, I was just full-time hustling and part-time rapping. Like, I always had a passion for rap music, and I was always trying to create the situation to where I could do this full-time. I got money on the street for a while. I wasn't making $1 million in the street. I ain't gonna tell that lie. We got hundreds of thousands in the street though, me and my brother. We did that at an early age. I was on Crenshaw and Slauson, I was on Bryanhurst, I was on 10th Avenue, them was my blocks. I had my whole hood on smash at a point in time. Everybody was getting their work from me. I kind of stepped away from that consciously because I seen what was going on. Dudes that I knew personally get football numbers that was my age, get hundreds and hundreds of years doing the same thing that I was doing. I told myself in my head, like, the main thing I told myself was, like, sometimes you got to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. I mean, I got to fall back from having my jewelry, you know what I mean, having my everyday money, riding around the hood on leather and chrome, smoking weed all day, calling the homies up. You got that for me? For sure. Going to pick up 200 here, 500 here, 1,000 here, and that's my day. I had to let go of that luxury, go back to being a young dude that was pinching every penny. Maybe had $20 a day to spend, 10 on a sack of weed, 10 to eat, just so I could stay creative and work. And it was hard for my ego. And I was used to being that young fly nigga, take my pick of whatever female I want, at all the parties, all the clubs, the spotlight was on me. I did everything with my process, point A to point Z. I went out and made the relationships with the producers. I took the music into my house, imported it into Pro Tools, graded the shit out, recorded myself, ran from the Pro Tools to the mic and back and forth, bounced it down, burnt it on CD, took it into the street, promoted myself, sold it myself, went into these meetings, articulated my vision to the label, signed the deal, put my first foot forward to the street with my mixtape series, This was all me.
And see, bro, what he just said, a lot of people ain't willing to do starting out. A lot of people ain't willing to be their own cameraman. A lot of people ain't willing to be their own sound guy. A lot of people ain't willing to be their own producer. A lot of people ain't willing to be their own production team. Bruh, you got to start wherever it is you at. You know what I'm saying? You can't go out and try to hire a gang of people that help you. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know you ain't got the funds to pay them people. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect them to work for free, especially the best of the best. Nah, them niggas want to be paid for their time. So you got to make sure you got what it takes. If you gonna want to spend that bread, you got to make sure you have it to pay them. But if not, you got to do it how bruh started. You got to be your cameraman. You got to be your sound guy. You got to be your producer. You got to do all that, bro. A lot of people ain't willing to do that until they come up. And that's the sad part why a lot of people, they don't make it or they give up along the process because they just can't stomach doing everything and they can't stomach not having no help in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? People want their hand held. You know what I'm saying? They want handouts instead of going out, getting it and earning it the way a lot of people do.
So if my engineer tell me, oh, we can't do that, I engineer, my nigga, so you get out the seat, let me take care of that. Or if my team say, oh, that's not gonna work. If you go to Queens or Manhattan or Brooklyn and you wanna go to every high school and surround their high schools and really do grassroots promotion, oh, that's not gonna connect. Well, you don't do it, then I'll do it, because I've done this and I know the effect it has. I ain't got to my millions in this industry yet. We still on them hundreds of thousands, and we trying to get to that million. Me as a new artist coming in, so I'm used to this type of money because it's not to the point where it's rap money, $1 million, $2, 3 million, 5 million, and then Hollywood money, 10 million. It's not to that right now. It's to the 50,000s and 100,000s and 20,000. So I understand the mentality behind that money. I understand that that's not money that changes your life. I understand that you don't go hit the club and spend 5 racks at night off of your advance. You know what I'm saying? Because I done did that with my street money and woke up the next day with no work and a gang of niggas calling my phone up and I'm missing all this money because I balled out last night. And I hit the club crazy and I felt like I was that nigga for the one night as opposed to having a consistent progress. Hustle in the house. All money in, no money out. Even Let's Talk Money. These are all titles off my mixtape. You know what I'm saying? RSC to the day I die. I'm from Slauson. I got a lot of concepts and titles that revolve around the state of this violent world we live in. One second, I have this standpoint, but then on the next record, I might take a different standpoint and speak on this topic from the perspective of intelligence, of somebody that wants to change this problem, somebody that wants to resolve the conflict. Then I might speak on it from a position of somebody that's actively involved in this, hustle in the house. Then I might speak on it from somebody that feels trapped in this. So it's a gang of different perspectives of how this state of reality is real and how it affects everybody. And that's kind of like the theme of Bullets Ain't Got No Names as the title of my series, Volume 1, 2.
See, bro, a lot of people, a lot of rappers, they don't have messaging in their music, bro. Not the way Nip did. Nip music really put you on game, bro. Nip message was about changing your mindset, bro. Changing the way you think about in certain situations. Changing the way you view yourself. Because when you think about it, most people what don't think about. Nip was somebody that thought about stuff the average person never did, whatever, never thought to think about. You know what I'm saying? Nip was early to cryptocurrency. You feel me? Nip was early with the smart store. I had never heard of that before I got on the Nip. I ain't never heard of nobody having content on shirts. You know what I'm saying? You put your phone to the shirt and then you get all that content. That's crazy. Like he was the first one. He was early on. Nip had a billion dollar mind frame, bro. Nip was thinking ahead, because when you think ahead, you're able to get there before the people do. And when you're able to get there before the people do, they have to meet you where you at. You know what I'm saying? They got to play catch up, because it's better to be early than to be late. That's a fact. Let's go to Smart Store.
Inspired by the Apple Store.
That was why he's triggered.
He kind of stood on my idea like,
you got to act, and you've got to be willing to fail. You know, with starting a company, with whatever. If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far.
I look at Apple, I see them following the same rules.
You know, very few companies or brands are integrated vertically.
We built the whole economy on Crenshaw and Slauson.
We scrambling, trying to get the store open. We finally ready.
The greatest people are self-managing. They don't need to be managed.
I was like, we about to make the store a smart store. So I'm like, what? I'm like, no. We don't got time for that. I don't even know what, like you say, I don't know what is a smart store.
A shirt, it'll have a Marathon logo on the back. We got an app, you can download the app.
Once they know what to do, they'll go figure out how to do it.
He make everything, he go in and he integrate it with the clothing, and it was the first smart store. Just like, it's a hustle, a genius, a hustle, man.
My goal is to be like hip-hop's first completely vertically integrated brand.
The ones that succeed are people that they just have an idea that they want to get out, express out into the world.
We honor the people that ain't quit. We honor the people that stay down.
And oftentimes they have to start a company because nobody else will listen to them.
You know, you look at companies like Apple, raw material to retail.
That's the vision behind the Marathon store.
While Apple was selling $1,000 phones, Nipsey Hussle was moving $100 CDs like they were limited edition Jordans. Same strategy, different streets. Apple didn't get rich selling iPhones. They got rich by controlling everything. Chips, devices, software, even the stores you buy them in. Nip was the first rapper that I ever heard talk about being vertically integrated. I never heard no other artist talk about that, bro. Nip thought like a brand and like a business. See, a lot of rappers, they just think it's rappers. They just aim to get money from their shows. They just aim to get money from album sales. Even though that don't happen, they just aim to get money from streams. Nip, he thought how to get money from everything outside of music. You feel me? Like, he thought like $1 trillion company, bro. He thought like a business. Remember that famous line by Jay-Z, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a business, man." A lot of people let that go over their head. You gotta think like a business, bro. You gotta think and you gotta move like a brand. You feel me? You are the brand, you are the business. Don't think of yourself as talent, bro. Think of yourself as an owner. Think of yourself as an enterprise. And that's how you gotta move in situations. That's how you get leverage on stuff you're trying to build. You feel me? If you go into everything as the talent, you'll never get the money you truly chasing. You feel me? That 100 million, that 200, that 500, that billion. You know what I'm saying? That's the way people get that type of bread, because they have $1 billion plan and they think like a business, as an enterprise. They don't think as just, I'm the talent. Nah, you gotta think like an owner. No middlemen, no dependencies, just total control. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. Mark Zuckerberg said that. But Nipsey Hussle lived it and reverse engineered Apple's entire playbook without ever setting foot in Silicon Valley. But here's the crazy part. While most artists were begging labels for deals, Nipsey was building what Apple built. Complete vertical integration. He owned his masters. He owned his store. He built his brand from scratch and ran it like a CEO. Every dollar, every message, every move flowed through channels he controlled. Apple and Nipsey, on the surface, they couldn't look more different. But if you strip it all down, they both discovered the same truth. The secret that separates legends from the forgotten is ownership. So what does $1 trillion tech empire and a street entrepreneur from South LA have in common? They both cracked the code most businesses die trying to figure out. Complete vertical control. Stay locked in, because today's video breaks down how one blueprint built 2 empires and why 99% of people will never understand this level of strategic thinking. Let's get into it. Welcome to Hustlers in the Hood. Now, before we break down how they pulled this off, we need to understand the foundation both empires were built on. What is vertical integration?
The companies that destroy industry, like Apple.
Apple got 100% vertical integration. They control the aesthetic of the store, operating system, the product, the whole shit.
Say your homie starts a clothing brand. He comes up with the designs, but he sends them to a third-party printer. Then he lists the shirts on Amazon to sell.
Sounds like a business, right? Wrong. He's got no business. He's got a job. Because when you zoom out, you'll see what's really going on. The printer controls his production. Amazon controls pricing, shipping, and customer data. Everybody's taking a cut. He's not running the system. He's just another plug in someone else's machine. Now,
Yeah, so when you vertically integrated, bro, you don't outsource anything. You know what I'm saying? Everything is done in-house. Distribution, sales, everything. You don't look to a middleman for nothing that you do. Everything that you do from your business is done in-house. That's when you know you vertically integrated. That means you ain't got to get nobody a share of the pie. You get the whole pie because you do everything in-house. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out. You don't have nobody market for you. You don't have nobody do sales for you. You don't have nobody print the t-shirts for you. You don't have nobody make the logos for you. Everything is done in-house. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you rake in all the dough. You feel me? You don't have to pay nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everything is done in-house. The only people you pay is the people that work for you in-house. You don't have to pay no outside companies to do anything for you because you vertically integrated. You control everything.
flip the script, same dude, but this time he prints the shirts himself, sells them on his own website, controls the branding, sets his prices, and owns every customer relationship. Every piece of the pipeline belongs to him. That's vertical integration.
I always felt like what make Apple dope is the complete ecosystem.
Apple integrates everything. It integrates product management, marketing, manufacturing, engineering.
You get your phone, the same colors that the operating system on your phone is, the same colors in their store.
Apple got the Apple campus where they train their employees and they, manufacture their chips.
A vertically integrated is the word. Like, I didn't see that in rap.
Old school vertical integration for the business school students.
It's not just about making a product. It's about owning the entire journey, from idea and raw material to the customer. No middlemen skimming profits, no outside forces calling shots. Maximum ownership, maximum upside. But when you control the full pipeline, you don't just make more money. You control how people experience your brand, who gets access to it, and what it means to the world. And that's exactly why Apple and Nipsey cut out the middleman. But here's where it gets interesting. They both took this concept and weaponized it in ways most people never even noticed. Monetizing control, Apple Music versus Proud to Pay. Apple could have just made iPhones and called it a day, but they saw Spotify controlling music distribution and said, nah, we're building our own lane. First with iTunes, which allowed users to purchase music directly, then with Apple Music, essentially combining their two biggest products. They didn't want a slice of the streaming pie. They wanted to own the entire bakery. When you buy music through Apple, you're not just going through some third-party service taking cuts. You're buying directly from them. Higher margins, deeper loyalty, stronger ecosystem. Every purchase makes their grip tighter. It's not just the music, it's called infrastructure. That's vertical integration in motion. Nipsey Hussle saw this playbook and couldn't wait to replicate it in Crenshaw.
We ain't set the business model. Steve Jobs and Apple said 99 cents a song.
He's read Contagious by Jonah Berger, a book about making ideas spread. One insight changed everything. People don't just buy products, they buy meaning. That logic clicked. Just like Apple, the message was clear. Don't let someone else package your vision, own the platform, and control the narrative. So in 2013, he dropped the Crenshaw mixtape for $100. not through a label, not on iTunes, direct to fans. Each tape came with exclusive memorabilia and concert tickets. He called it Proud to Pay, fans supporting the music directly, zero middlemen involved.
I thought that there was a potential for it to be supported, but I didn't expect it to people to gravitate to it as much as they did. I was surprised. I thought I could sell 1,000 units. That was the goal, to sell 1,000 units at $100 each, but it turned into a wildfire.
$100 mixtape might have sounded wild at the time, but the math was beautiful. No label taking 80%, no streaming service taking 30%, no retailer taking cuts. Just creator to platform to fan. Jay-Z
The $100 mixtape was legendary in its creation, bro, because that's how you find out your true fans. That's how you find out who really rock with you and who don't. That's how you truly find out if you really got something or not. Because say he hadn't sold nothing, no mixtapes at all, then he would have had to go back to the drawing board and like, dang, they really ain't rock with my music the way I thought they was. But the amount of fans he had pop out and support and show support the way they did, and on top of that, Jay-Z at that lets you know he really had something. And that don't do nothing but boost your confidence to keep going and to try to replicate what you just did. And he reaped all the profits, you feel me? No middleman, straight direct to consumer. You know what I'm saying? He touched his fans and he left them something, some prize memorabilia. Since he got killed, bro, that made that Crenshaw mixtape that much more legendary, especially the ones that was autographed and came with special products like that come with it because of the Proud to Pay campaign that a lot of people was part of. If you was a part of that Proud to Pay campaign, you was a part of a legendary moment in Nipsey Hussle's career.
signed the idea and bought 100 copies. The media lit up. More importantly, the model proved itself. Each sale wasn't just a transaction. It was a statement from the fans saying, we believe in this, and we want to be a part of it. Here's how it looks when you break it down. Traditional music model. Artist, label, streaming, fan. At every step a cut is taken. A layer is added. The connection weakens. The profit gets smaller. Apple and Nipsey's model. Creator, platform, fan. No friction, no filters. Total control. Neither were chasing volume. They were building value, and they did it by owning every step, from creation to community. But here's where the strategy gets even more powerful, because vertical integration doesn't stop online. The real game changer is controlling where the product meets the people. Retail ownership, Apple stores versus the Marathon store.
The Marathon store, I kind of was inspired by the Apple store. When you go into the Apple store, the colors is the same as the Apple packaging. The vibe is the same. They got a certain aesthetic. They got the glass stairs.
Apple figured this out early.
You don't just sell products to people, bro. You sell an experience. That's what Nip tried to develop with the Marathon store, an experience. When you go to the Apple store, it's about the experience. When you go to the Apple store, what's the first thing you think of? Why you think it's always packed in there? You feel me? Everything's sleek, everything brand new, everything always smell good. It's always a unique design to the store. That's an experience, bruh, for the customer. And that's what you want to provide people when they come, if you got a brick and mortar store, that's what you want to aim to have. You want to sell an experience too, bruh, not just a product.
If you control the store, you control the story. That's why you just can't walk into Walmart and grab an iPhone. You go to an Apple store. You walk into a world. Because that store isn't just a sales counter. It's part of the product, the layout, the lighting, service packaging. Everything's designed so when you walk in, you're not just buying a phone. You're stepping into their ecosystem. When you own the retail experience, you just don't sell. You shape perception. You control the message, the margins, and the moment of truth. Now here's where the parallel runs even deeper. When Apple was crafting luxury retail experiences in high-end malls, Nipsey was doing the same, right in the heart of Crenshaw and Slauson with the Marathon store. But like Apple stores, this wasn't just a place to cop t-shirts. It was a physical extension of Nipsey's brand, a command center.
I didn't see no hip-hop artists with their own retail aesthetic and their retail, network. So I was like, it'd be dope to establish my own retail space that when we drop albums, we can go to Best Buy, we can go to Target, we can also go to the Marathon store. And when you get in there to buy the album, you're surrounded with other products. I see Crenshaw shirts in the crowd and Marathon hats and all that.
Nipsey owned the building, controlled every piece of inventory, integrated apps, and augmented reality to create digital experiences tied to physical products.
We scrambling, trying to get the store open. and we did like a little mini doc. We finally ready, probably like a week and a half before the grand opening. And Hustle like, we about to make the store a smart store. So I'm like, what? I'm like, no. We don't got time for that. I don't even know what, like you say, I don't know what is a smart store. He's like, no, trust me, bro. But we don't got time, so.
Yeah, man. See, a lot of people ain't understand what Nipsey was really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people called him crazy. A lot of people thought he was stupid. A lot of people thought he was out of his mind. But guess what? You crazy, stupid, and ignorant, don't know what you're doing until they see it work. Once they see it work, they be like, oh, now they see what you was aiming for the whole entire time. A lot of times people ain't gonna understand what you're trying to do in the beginning. That's okay. It don't matter. As long as you know what you're doing, you got a plan for it, and you got a vision to execute it, that's all that matter, bro. Because people will think you crazy until they see that you really not. And that's the thing about it. You got to be willing to deal with that. You got to be willing to deal with people not believing in you. You got to be willing to deal with people thinking what you're doing is out of your mind. But hey, you stupid until you're not. It's funny until it's not funny no more. You know what I'm saying? You retarded until you're not retarded no more. You feel me? Like, that's the thing, bro. You got to be willing to take that leap. You feel me? Bet on yourself. Don't worry about what people don't believe in and what they thinking. Long as you know you solid and you know what you got a plan for, keep going, bro. What's up, sis? But shout out to Nip, man. I'm ready to see the documentary. And hopefully it'll be here sooner than later in 26. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to just see this, how Black Sam explained his last days of Nip, bro. The last time he talked to him.
Me and my brother, we used to sleep in the living room with my mom's, in the same bed at my grandma's house. Like, we didn't have a room. We was young, 6th grade, flipping quarters, shooting free throws for dollars, buy all the 25-cent bags of hot Cheetos, fill the backpack up, go to school, selling for 50 cents. Once we got to a certain age, it was like we were twins. A lot of the things that I got into or opportunities that I seen was from my bro, from little bro. Like, you know, he stole computer parts, and then he bring it in the bedroom. We share the bedroom. I'm like, man, get this junk out of here. I'm building a computer. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. You building a computer. He came back, I think, one day from high school, like $300. He was certified gifted as a little kid. Anybody that was around him, his charisma, he always stood out. People always were like, nah, this guy's special. And then got, you know, one thing I tell people, man, I never done drugs in my life. I never thought about doing drugs because I seen, I had uncles, and I always, drunk grandfather, always was like, man, I'll never be that, So I don't smoke, I'm anti. It's the only time in my life that I ever just thought about like doing drugs because I can't deal with it.
So make it go away.
Yeah, it's something there's no way to handle it. So, didn't, but that was the only time in my mind. I'm like, okay, this is why niggas. This is when a nigga can't deal with this shit. Like, there's no way to fix this. This is hopelessness. That's the feeling at that point.
Is it kind of like the gift and the curse too, Sam, where you're reminded all the time, and that's love.
Right.
But even when you go by and you see like a mural,
right,
there's no day where because it's gonna be on you every day anyway.
Yeah.
But there's no day that it's not a video, a picture, a song on the radio, somebody rocking the merchandise, a mural, that, not that becomes kind of normal to you, but how do you deal with that? One moment at a time?
Yep. I think, the murals.
Hey, Sam, why was it important to you and to the family to make sure that L.A. had a chance? In the world, really, because I was people flying in from.
That's the throw off, or the Bloods did it, or the Inglewood families did it, or the BPS. That's the throw off, red shirt. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job, or somebody sent him or whatever, and he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. And that's my thoughts on it. You understand? So, and can't nobody tell me nothing about that, because it just don't make no sense. It's not random, you know. I know hustle. You know, ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to hustle, because they know what come with it. No matter what age you are, niggas ain't saying nothing crazy to hustle, wherever you find them at. But on Crenshaw and Slauson, definitely you're not saying nothing crazy. You're gonna come, you're gonna tuck your tail and be humble, and if not, you're getting beat up on the spot. And we done did it a million times. Hustle done did it a million times. So the fact that he left tell me everything I need to know. It was no argument, you know. It was no sense of threat. Because with that come, like, hey, be on deck. It was none of that. It was just, you know, to me it was, let me come through, let me see what's going on, and then let me, you know, in this broad daylight, man, and it's, you know, it's a lot of
That's what really, like, kill me every time, bro. Like, cause bro ain't even see it coming, dog. When you watch the camera and you like look at bro interaction with dude who shot bro, like you can tell, bro, he ain't see it coming, dog. He didn't expect that. Not from that person. He didn't. Because you can tell, like, when you know you got pressure with somebody, bro, your guard gonna be up, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna let somebody you got real issues with or you got pressure with, you ain't gonna let them get too close. You feel me? Or you gonna be on edge when they approach you. You know what I'm saying? Nip was calm, cool, and collected. He ain't see that dude as no threat whatsoever. He didn't. It's just crazy to me, though, bro, how none of his people was there. Nobody was there but Nip. But that's how Nip would move from time to time. Because sometimes people they forget, bro, how important they are and how big they are. And they still move like how they was when they came up. But also you want to still have that connection to where you from. You don't never want people to feel like you think you too good to come around or to, like, you know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, you got to move with a sense of purpose now. You got to move with a sense of, you got to be ready for the unexpected. Because everybody ain't proud of your success, bro. That's just a fact. We just gonna keep it real. Everybody not rooting for you to succeed. You know what I'm saying? And they'll play in your face like they really are. They'll play in your face, and then behind your back, they just be plotting to take you down. You see it a million times. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't root for your success, bro. Especially people that's from where you from, that grew up, that seen your come up. A lot of times, them be the most envious ones. So a lot of times, bro, if you ever get to a certain peak of success, when you go back around your old neighborhood and your old folks, bro, have your guard up, bro. Because best believe, envy and jealousy is real, bro. And sometimes it comes from the people you would least expect. You would have never thought this person felt this way about you. You know what I'm saying? Because they never let it show. They never let it show. But they always felt it because they felt it should have been them instead of you. They felt they was just as talented, if not better than you. But they mad you made it and they didn't. They mad you ain't really get them or offer them nothing from your success. Even though they ain't have nothing to do with it. They just, for some reason in their mind, they feel like, man, this man could throw me something. He could help me with something. But hey, bro, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? When you go back home, bro, and you get around your old environment, you gotta have your guard up at all times, bro. Because everybody is not rooting for you and everybody ain't happy for you. Especially if they in the same place dealing with the same problems. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna root for you, bro.
Answer questions, man.
You don't believe he had any dialogue with Nip that day? Or did anybody say he said something?
Yeah, no, they had dialogue, but it was in the mix of him coming up, talking to bro, and you know, whatever transpired, it wasn't an aggressive dialogue. It was just maybe small talk, and then maybe people saying Nip brought something up to him. Okay, he may have, but it wasn't. To me, that don't. Whatever the dialogue was, that didn't justify, or that didn't turn into that. You know what I'm saying? He came there for a reason, and Mag got the reverses. I mean, he got the charges reversed because Hustle asked him something about it and humbled him real quick. But I think it's gonna come to the light.
Did you know Eric Holder before?
Yeah, we probably seen him a couple times when he was younger. You know, he hadn't been in the hood like that. They're saying he had some like a snitch jacket on him, or he couldn't come around. Me personally, Hustle, Fats, like we seen a lot of the homies get raised because we at that shop 7 days a week. You know, before it was the Marathon store, when it was Slauson T, Slauson Ave, we had weed good, and he was not good, and he was not around for a reason. You know, and to that point, we didn't see him.
Hey, Sam, why was it important to you and to the family?
Somebody come to the shop. They know we in the doorway when Hustle.
We thought we had it like rough that day,
Right.
or when we started hearing calls, or we started piecing things together, man. And the first thing I thought, you started thinking about family. Of course, you pop up. Then I'm hearing certain things, and I was like, man, was Jay there? Because I knew we had heard.
My bad, man. I was muted. But what I was trying to say was, shout out to Nip, man. R.I.P. Nip. But a lot of people aren't willing to stay down, bro. for years among years until they reap the benefits of their work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not willing to put in the work day after day after day to become the best in their field. A lot of people not willing to do the dirty, the grimy work to get to where they trying to go. A lot of people not willing to study the top dogs in their field to see what makes them so great and successful so they can just add it to their repertoire. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not willing to do all that to get to where they trying to go. A lot of people just want overnight and microwave success, and it clearly don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not sustainable. You can cut corners one time or a couple times here, but it's not going to be sustainable, my guy. Eventually, you're going to be exposed because you was a fraud. You ain't do it the right way. And eventually, the truth come to the light. And that's just how that go. But R.I.P. Nipsey, man. I'm ready for the documentary to come out because I'm going to check out every episode. You know what I'm saying? I think it's still coming out on Netflix. I got to double check that, but I think that's where it's coming out at. But shout out to the whole marathon team, man. Black Sam, all them boys over there. All right, man, let's talk about Charlamagne, man. Charlamagne done got to the bag. You feel me? Charlamagne done got to the bag, y'all. iHeart done gave him 200 M's. 200 M's Charlamagne done got. And what I believe this does, what this says, it shows you, bro, you don't have to be an athlete to make athlete money. You don't have to. You don't have to be an athlete to get athlete money. But you do have to have an athlete type work ethic. You definitely have to have that. You know what I'm saying? And who would have thought, bruh, Charlamagne, this guy right here, who would have thought he would have ever got 200 M's? I would have never thought that. I would have never thought Charlamagne would have seen that type of money. Because I never thought he was truly aiming for it in the first place anyway. I always took Charlamagne as someone who was content, was just cool with his position up at the Breakfast Club. But it's clear bruh been working behind the scenes, really trying to get to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, bruh got the Black Effect Network, his podcast division that he owned 51% of. And yeah, bruh done got to that next level in media. And he the top dog. When you think about urban media, he the top dog. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Joe Budden. It ain't whoever your favorite urban media guy is. It's Charlamagne. You know what I'm saying? Charlamagne got been putting in the work for a long time, bro. You feel me? Like, who would have thought? Let's go to some savage moments by Charlamagne.
Which rapper do you think has the best chance of stealing your job?
Rapper?
Mm-hmm.
None.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Bring the heat, Charlamagne. What you got? Bring the heat.
Relax, white boy. What the fuck is wrong with you? Relax.
Jay Paul, welcome to the show.
What do I get J-Lo for Valentine's Day?
And you know what? I'd rather, it takes more time to go and pick out a nice card and write something beautiful in it than it does to pick out a ring and, drop a credit card.
Man, I would get old macaroni noodles and be like, I love you, J-Lo. Merry Christmas. I'll take it back to first grade,
you
yes.
You would cook. Take it
Absolutely.
back to first grade. That's what matters.
Never no pound and then whisper in the ear, you got a good girl. Take care of her.
Nah, I don't think he said that, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, champ. If it's something you trying to get to, just get to it. It's like I said, we retainers, bro. Just say what you mean what you say.
No, I don't want to. I don't know. I was just on World Star last week.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't want no problem.
I know.
I got you. Now, Apple...
Y'all ain't finna have me tweeting right now.
Okay, we're not finna have you tweeting.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna have me tweeting right now.
Okay. But why
I said that. I did say that.
But why not rap, though? I hear him. I got it. We got the answer.
I'm in South Carolina, and I just dropped my.
And this happened, incident that occurred, like I said, ain't nobody in their right mind going to stand straight in front of me and square off. You going to catch an L. I do this. You going to catch an L. It's documented I do this. I f something up.
I mean, even
on
your
either
present
side,
state?
f something up.
Just the whole situation seems shaky. I know you say I'm not qualified to speak on it. I'm just observing it, but it just seemed like, loyalty with you lies with who's providing you opportunity at the time.
Man, get the f out of here, Charlamagne, man. Provide me, what loyalty, with who? He ain't provide me no opportunity. He ain't called me and asked me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I did that.
So you didn't hear the record at all before?
At all.
Okay.
At all. So if I tell you, Charlamagne, take this ride with me, and then we wind up going somewhere, and then this happened, and you like, what the f you walking in? Why you?
Got you. Okay.
So what snakish? That or that? Answer that.
That's snakish. Yeah.
Why you keep harping on that? We answered that. We talked about that. So don't talk out in that, because you want what you want. If you saying you want unity, keep doing that, man. Don't stop playing with me, man. Did we or did not just answer that?
But you knew he wasn't real. You said he wasn't. You didn't think he was real when you was in the studio with him.
All right, put it like this. Is Kanye a street?
Absolutely not.
Huh?
Absolutely.
But when Kanye put that phone call in, you know the stories. Who was there? And he ain't a street, but he part of that thing of ours.
Mm-hmm.
So I took penitentiary chances. I could have got booked out this motherfucker. He put the call in, I was there, strapped tooth to nail, ready to bust ass about the nigga, because he a part of our family. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, for people that don't know.
How you don't understand? Because, you know why? Because you not from that cloth.
Mom, that's cool. I don't get
you not. That's why you don't understand that. Kanye not a street nigga, I know that.
Well, I know I'm not qualified to speak on this, but you can understand how some people don't think what you're doing is all the way solid.
You might not think that, and you're not qualified, dog. You're a rated-no personality, man.
That is
you
a
don't
fact.
come from my world. You wouldn't understand my world. You don't come from my world. You don't know nothing about that, man.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, so stop running your fucking mouth, man.
And I don't want
Stop running your fucking mouth. You shouldn't. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
No doubt.
You talking about somebody who went to war with police. It's dangerous. Attempted murders in the height of my career. It's dangerous. You don't know nothing about that, man.
No.
You sit up here and your job is to play games. But play with something safe, man. Don't play with me.
Hey, brother, every time I watch that shit is so funny, dog.
You're watching The Breakfast Club.
And y'all know the other one we gotta go to. Y'all know the other one we gotta go to. Yeah. Y'all know the other one we gotta go to.
You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
I want to start this shit off straight, telling all three of y'all stop playing with my name.
Let's go on in. Let's go.
Stop playing with my fucking name.
Let's go.
Let's do it on camera.
Stop playing with my name. I ain't
Let's
gonna
go right on in.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it.
Let's go.
Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
He done cursed us out. Tell him, get it off your chest, Birdman.
I said it already. I ain't gotta talk no more.
Cause I don't understand the angle. Like what?
I said it already.
So why come here?
I did it already. I'm here. So what's happening?
I mean, it's all good, but I'm saying, why?
Man, I'm here. What's happening?
I'm all good, but I'm saying, why come here just to
I'm
curse
here.
us
What's
up?
happening, man? I wanted to see you. I wanted to talk to you and your man in your face.
Absolutely.
You understand me? I knew a few places you was at. I could have pulled up, but I don't think that was gangster. I wanted to come look you in your face like a man and tell you how I feel.
Okay.
You understand me? Straight up like a man.
So what's the issue?
No sugar. Ain't no issue. If it was an issue, you'll feel me. I just come to let y'all know, put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Did you pull up on Ross that way or Trick Daddy?
Man, I'm pulling up on you, nigga.
Yeah, but I'm the radio guy. Why pull up on the radio guy? Don't
But yo, man, that guy right there who was challenging artist after artist after artist constantly through the years, done finally reaped the benefits of all that. You know what I'm saying? Brother hit 200 M's. You know what I'm saying? Radio personality Charlamagne the God recently signed a $200 million deal with iHeartMedia. Now he has ambitious plans to turn his Black Effect network into the BET of podcasting. So like I'm saying, bro, you don't need to be an athlete to make athlete money, dog. You don't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know that by now in the times we living in. You feel me? Media is the wave, it's been the wave. You know what I'm saying? And the quicker y'all find yourself to get in this game, the better. Because the stakes is only gonna get higher, the bags is only gonna get bigger, and the deals is only gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? And it's about, bro, owning your IP, but just being creative, bro. Being different, standing out. You know what I'm saying? Looking to be on a different vibe than what other people are on. You know what I'm saying? See, me personally, I don't want to stream on Twitch because everybody's on Twitch. And to me, it ain't no longevity in Twitch either. Because I feel like when you stream on Twitch, bro, you streaming for a moment. You know what I'm saying? That's a moment. You feel me? It ain't like YouTube when you stream or you make videos and people can go back years and years from now and watch that same one and you can still reap the benefits of that. That's powerful to me. That's way more powerful than what you can do with just subs and streaming at that one moment in time because of what you can make right then and there. See, videos on YouTube will last you a lifetime, past your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something that I feel like you can't beat. And to keep it a buck, it's not so much competition on YouTube. People don't want to stream on YouTube. They want to stream on Twitch. But I'm telling y'all, YouTube is the wave, bro. Give y'all some game right now. Look to stream on YouTube. If you like just starting out streaming, don't go streaming on Twitch, bro. Cause I'm telling you, it's too saturated. It's too many people there. You know what I'm saying? And you just gonna be what them shit's called, a little phytoplankton in a big sea. You're gonna be non-existent, bro. Unless you just finna do something crazy and you just gonna try to pop off overnight. Because I'm telling you, other than that, dog, it's too hard to stream on Twitch, bro. It's too hard to get noticed. Too hard, because there's too many people over there. You know what I'm saying? YouTube got plenty of people, but at the same time, YouTube makes it its business to prop up small creators, to distribute you to people. You know what I'm saying? To put you in the algorithm, especially if you got good content. And at the end of the day, that's what you got to focus on, man. Focus on good content. Focus on a good message for the viewers. Focus on a good experience for the viewers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got all the kinks worked out in my streaming, but I'm here. I'm showing up, and I'm aiming to be better and better each time I stream. And that's the thing. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from what works and what don't work. Pay attention to your analytics, what the viewers pay attention to, what they don't care about. You know what I'm saying? It's a science, bro. It's a true science to this game. And really, dog, like I say, you don't have to be an athlete to make athlete money now. You can get athlete money in media. because they handing the bags out left and right. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just be anybody, obviously. You got to be somebody of substance. You got to stand for something. You got to be somebody that the people and the culture look to. You know what I'm saying? And Charlamagne been somebody highly viewed in the culture for a long time now. You feel me? And like I said, it's not an overnight thing. What I was just saying about Nip and his journey. It's not overnight, bro. You got to be willing to stay in this process. You got to be willing to stay in this thing, you know what I'm saying, for years on years until you get that, you know what I'm saying, that bag you're looking for. But see, me, I love this. So it's no problem to me. I do this for free, you know what I'm saying, for right now. You feel me? Because I know it ain't going to stay like this, you know what I'm saying? It's 2 people watching me right now. That don't bother me, you feel me? That makes me excited. At the most, I had like 6 on here earlier, but the reason I'm being really transparent with y'all because that doesn't bother me like, dang, man, I only got a little bit of views. Nah, bro, that's a win. If I get 1 person to watch what I'm doing, I've won. You feel me? And I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, the 2 people that's viewing right now. Just let y'all know that. Because, bruh, you got to be willing to start from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? I want to build this. So we only going to get bigger, man. We only going to get bigger and better each time. And that's what you got to be down to do, bro. You got to be down to go through the hard and the dark days to appreciate when it's going to be 10,000 people watching me one day. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, shout out to Charlamagne, man. Like I say now, bro, you don't have to be an athlete to make athlete type money. You don't have to do it. And for all the youngest coming up, look to start as early as possible. That's another thing. People try to start too late or when something's super, super saturated. No, start as early as possible. You know what I'm saying? You go to school, you feel me? You still in high school, you ain't graduated yet, and if you don't play sports, then go home, start your podcast. You know what I'm saying? Start streaming. You feel me? You might not know what you're gonna talk about. You might not have no idea where you want to go with it. Just try it. Just try something and see what happens. Throw something at the wall and see what happens. Because you ain't got nothing to lose. You ain't got nothing to lose. At the worst, nobody won't watch you, bruh, in the beginning. And that's cool. You know why it's beautiful if nobody watching you in the beginning? Because now you got time to perfect the craft. Now you got time to get yourself right, to get yourself together. You don't want a gang of people watching you at the beginning, because especially if you ain't somebody that's comfortable on camera yet, now you get yourself to get used to the camera, to get used to being just live in general, and you get used to getting your presentation and stuff together. That's what that is, bro. That's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of media, because people value you for your opinion, bro. They value for your perspective, the way you think, the way you view things. Or they don't value you, but they'll watch you because they want you to make them mad again. You know what I'm saying? They want you to piss them off with your viewpoints. People gonna watch you whether they hate you or whether they love you. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter which one. Obviously you want more love than hate, but at the same time, don't ever just throw the hate to the side. You want the hate too, because hate is free promo. You know what I'm saying? They just as valuable as the people that love you. You know what I'm saying? They just not relevant. They're valuable but not relevant. The people that love you are the ones that's only relevant, but the ones that hate you, they valuable but not relevant, because you can't let them get in your head. Excuse me. And that's the thing. So shout out to Charlamagne, man. 200 M's. That's crazy. Read through some of this. Charlamagne signed a 5-year, $200 million extension with iHeartMedia. The deal keeps Charlamagne on the Breakfast Club for the near future and puts him in the same league with Joe Rogan, who signed a multi-year extension with Spotify for a reported $250 million last year. Locking in Charlamagne is vital to iHeartMedia. Charlamagne is iHeart. Come on, man. He is the Breakfast Club. Nobody's going to watch that Nobody's going to watch the Breakfast Club without Charlamagne, bro. He made that show. Everybody know it. Everybody know it. Locking in Charlamagne's viral iHeartMedia, which struck a deal with Netflix to stream The Breakfast Club among 15 other podcasts starting in 2026. But more important, Charlamagne's new deal will help him expand his Black Effect podcast network, a joint venture with iHeartMedia. And that's another thing. Netflix giving out the bag too. Like I say, but they just not giving it out to anybody. You gotta be somebody that's worthwhile. You gotta be somebody worth that investment. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, y'all, get in media, because it's only, the bag's only gonna keep increasing. You see how they set in the market? Joe Rogan struck history when he made his first deal with Spotify for over 100 million. Now he got 250. Charlamagne just got 200. You really think these bags just gonna keep getting bigger, bro? That's why it's vital you get in now before you miss out. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all are ultra talented right now, and you never know, you probably gonna pop out sooner than you thought, because the talent you got that you just don't recognize, the potential you got that you don't recognize yet. That's why I say, hey, you crazy until it work. You know what I'm saying? It's funny until it's not funny no more. You feel me? You retarded. Oh, forgive me, I don't know if we can use that word, but the R word, until you sign that dotted line for that type of money. Trust me, bro. Y'all, get in media, man. Get in it. But that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. We probably gonna be back tomorrow, and we gonna keep it going from there. You feel me? Make sure y'all go follow me on all platforms, man. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, everything. Welcome Family Hustle on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be good, be blessed, keep God.